Hey guys, Joe's HVAC Fishing Rail Fan Productions here, bringing you a little some piano updates here. So I've been getting a lot more requests to do the Hear Piano Note video series, which has come a really long way in the past almost 5 years from the past 5 years I've been doing the series. We featured many different pianos. We featured some older, grand pianos. And also I do have a Lester update for you guys. So you guys will get an update on how my Lester is doing as I continue to gather the funds needed to work on it. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for showing your support in the Hear Piano Notes series. We had some a lot of feedback. I've been getting a crap ton of emails saying just how popular the series has been. There's one video, I'll put a link in the description to that video. We've got almost 50,000 views on it already, and I posted that quite some time ago. So I want to thank you guys very much for supporting the Hear Piano Notes series as we discover new pianos to feature. So some pianos I'm going to list that we featured are Everett down at my church, my Lester Upright Grand, which we featured back in 2018, which we're almost done with action work, so we'll probably put that in. Next time I go down, we'll bring the action back down, we'll put it back in, and we'll give the piano a good tuning, and we'll show you guys how to do that too, how to install upright piano actions, because we've already demonstrated how to put a console action in. We'll show you the full upright, which we're working on restoring right now. So anyway, once that's all done, we'll be featuring the Lester again. Also, once I get some new strings, because we're going to try to get new strings for it. I just want to thank you guys for supporting the series. I appreciate your guys' support. And also, I thank you guys for the feedback as well, because I've been getting a crap ton of emails from you guys saying how popular the series is. So I want to thank you guys for that. And also, so I'm going to tell you guys some of the recent pianos that we featured. So at my school, we got 6 pianos. We got my Madrigal Teachers Schomacher Grand. That's a 1923. I found out that the serial number was actually the date code. 9523 was the date, and then 0. The 0 was added because it's a 5-digit serial number. So that's my Madrigal Teachers Grand. It's a 5-foot. And my Lester, which we've featured quite a few times. Well, we will be featuring that again sometime soon. Now back to the pianos we featured recently. We got my Schomacher. We got my Madrigal Teachers Schomacher, which we did a couple videos on that. Also, we featured the Kawai KG2D in the auditorium. And then in the practice rooms, because I'm in a keyboarding class, so in each class we get a Hear Piano Note video in. We featured the Yamaha P22, which you guys saw that most recently. A Wurlitzer Studio Upright. Very rare that we find an actual Wurlitzer Studio Upright within the school. And then 2 Kawai UST7s. So very nice piano, and I've seen the insides. They're pretty cool. The one is just badly worn. It needs a lot of work, but still has a pretty decent sound though, nonetheless. So definitely really nice, really nice sounding pianos. Wurlitzer it's got a funny sound, especially in the bass section. It's got a really funny sound. It sounds muffled but funny at the same time. But now for the Lester update. So we haven't featured it in quite some time. Last featuring of it was 2019, and then because in 2020 or 2021, I forget when, brought the action out, and I brought it into my shop, and I started working on it. We got most of the hammers sanded down, so in fact I'm going to show you guys one or two of them. Got a couple. So anyway, these are Lester hammers that I've got right here. These are ones I've already worked on. We're still working on redoing them. But as you guys can see, they've been properly sanded down. Well, not sanded. They've been properly reshaped. As you can see, there are no grooves on either of these hammers. Now, the only bad news was both of these hammers had surprisingly deep grooves because the piano has been played for, well, 110 years. As the piano is 110 years old, so it's a 1913 Lester upright grand. So I'll show you guys some of the uncommon things about it that you might not see on other pianos. The first part is the Billings flange. So instead of seeing a conventional flange, you got these Billings flanges, which are very uncommon on pianos today in favor of the conventional flange. So these Billings flanges were very popular, and these flanges allow you to leave the screw, you know, in its hole, while at the same time, if you loosen the screw enough, you can simply take the hammer out. Like if you need to do some work on it, you need to reshape it like I had to. You know, definitely these flanges are definitely recommended if you don't want screws falling into the piano's action. So I'll give you a little close-up there. Hopefully you can see that okay. And the really cool thing about it is when you put the screw and you tighten it, it compresses the flange like that. So it gives you a really strong grip, and also at the same time it prevents the hammer from moving. You know, it prevents it from wobbling back and forth, which you don't want that, because then your hammer head will wear unevenly and it could do a lot of damage to the hammer. So anyway, so you can see these older hammers, they're usually shaped like a balloon, which this one is. And you can see you got 2 layers of felt. So there it is. A lot of older pianos, especially Lesters and Schomachers and a lot of other pianos, they had this orange inner felt, which is pretty cool. Most of them have like blue, red, violet. And my console piano downstairs got violet inner felt on the hammers. But anyway, these are what all the hammers on the Lester look like. They've all been resanded, and in fact, whatever bad ones are in, they're going to get replaced, which you do have to replace a couple. But it'll probably get to the point where we're going to put all new hammers in, where we're going to send these in for duplication, and you know, we'll hopefully get all new hammers just like these. So that'll be really exciting. So I can't wait for that. Anyway, also another thing is this one here, it's got cork tip. This one can take cork tip bridle straps. So if you have to replace the bridle straps, you can either take your catcher out, which is this part right here. So you could take the catcher and the catcher shank out and put a new conventional bridle strap in where it's glued into the catcher. But if you can't, then your best option is cork tip bridle straps. As you can see, there's the hole for your cork, and then your bridle strap is attached directly to the cork, and then that is how you put your replacement hammers in. So also you can see the buckskin is pretty worn out here from 110 years of playing. You can see that. So, but it's still good. You know, we're gonna replace as needed. So anyway, another thing I want to point out with these older hammers too is if be very careful, because this one, I know, as you can see, that it's slightly loose, but it has no trouble hitting the strings. But you can see it's slightly loose. So now what shouldn't be is that. Now with this hammer, so I try to move the head. See, it doesn't move at all. So that's what you want, is you want your hammer head to not move at all. When during playing, because then the repeated strikes of the strings, it's going to cause the hammer head to get loose to the point where it could fall off. So we don't want that. Anyway, so you can see it's all nice and new. Now, funny thing about these hammers is you want to be careful how you sand them, So when you're reshaping your hammer, I know this is kind of an informational video as well. Forgot to say that earlier. So you can see here, there's your molding right there. So that's the point. So what I recommend to some technicians is if the hammers are so badly grooved, then you should draw a line on the hammer head, on the side of the hammer head. Where, no, I'm not talking about hammerhead sharks, in case you guys are wondering. I'm talking about this actual part of the hammer right here. This is what you call the hammerhead. So you can see here, you should draw a line straight to the strike point, and then reshape your hammer in order to match it, kind of like it was originally. Now this one, even though it was really bad, I was able to get it aligned to the strike point. See, so right where the edge of my nail is, that's your strike point. So that's what gives the hammer the most solid tone when it hits the strings. So I thought it'd be, and another thing too, guys, I noticed, if you look carefully on the hammer, you'll notice how on this one, on the woodwork, you can see how the hammer itself, it's tapered on this side. So I don't know if there's any specific purpose to that. So if you guys can help me out there, that'd be fabulous. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this little update as we continue to do piano work, working on the Lester, continue to restore that, and hopefully, guys, by the time I get some more work done, we'll have another update for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.